What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. So, of course, Draymond Green has weighed in, giving his thoughts on, um, the whole issue with Scottie Pippen being woefully uh, and pitifully underpaid during his entire Chicago Bulls career. That during the 1997-98 season, Scottie was the 122nd highest paid player in the NBA, which is role player money. And he was, someone, Draymond Green, he was very critical of Michael Jordan, saying that Jordan had no right to say that Scottie was being selfish in the situation. Uh, this is Draymond Green's quotes. This is what he said. He said, quote, me, as a teammate, if Scottie Pippen does that, I'm not going to be mad at Pip because I understand what you're doing. And at the end of the day, I'm rolling with you because when it all boils down to it, clearly that organization, talking about Chicago Bulls, showed they're going to take care of themselves. They're not going to take care of the players. Now, well, let me read the whole thing. And he went on to say, and so I was kind of a little disappointed when Mike, still to this day, is like, Scottie was wrong. Like, no, you roll with your dogs because they ride with you. Mike's making $36 million dollars and Pippen's making two. Yet you're saying when you mention Michael Jordan's name, there's no way you cannot mention Scottie Pippen's name, and he's just supposed to sit there. That don't make sense. It's very easy to say like, no, you should be good when your house is huge. You got $36 million coming in, and this man's got $2 million. That's crazy. All right. This is my take on it. Right now, I could be wrong. You might not agree with it. Okay. I agree 100% that you as a player should take care of yourself because the organization is going to take care of themselves. Okay? That's why I say, as a player, Scottie Pippen was a fool to sign that 7-year, $18 million deal in 1991. He was a fool to do that. Number one, Scottie Pippen at that time was 25 years old, coming off the best statistical season of his career. A season where people during that season now were comparing him favorably to his superstar teammate, Michael Jordan. Okay? As far as his overall game. Scottie Pippen had a hell of a season. He wasn't an all-star, but he played like an all-star. That was the first year he really was consistently Scottie Pippen. All right? Um, there were some games where some people, some analysts were saying the Bulls had the two best players in the NBA on the same team. Okay? You had a tremendous playoffs. You had an excellent NBA Finals series. In fact, you were the leading scorer for the Chicago Bulls in Game 5 of the 1991 NBA Finals. Okay? You are establishing yourself as one of the best all-around players in the NBA. You are one of the top 3 to 4 defensive players in the league. You are now an NBA champion with 5 to 6 years of upside. Why in the fuck would you sign a long-term deal averaging only $2 million a year? With the way that NBA revenues were exploding by the early 1990s, $2 million was okay in 1991, but by 1994, that was basically like a solid starter type money. By 1997, that was role player money. He sold himself short doing that. Now, I understand the argument some people tell me. I do. That he had a father that was crippled by a stroke, a brother that was crippled by an unfortunate accident. He had brothers, sisters, and a mother to take care of. I understand that. So he was fearful of some type of career injury. I get that. I understand that. But you got to go with your odds. Sometimes you have to take a slight risk, okay? Because let's say he did get injured. Let's say he had a terrible injury like Grant Hill, okay? Um, Odds are, even as a even as a guy that's 60% of Scottie Pippen, right? You still would probably get a contract for some other team in the higher market NBA of the late '90s, making more than what you made with the Bulls. Even as Scottie Pippen coming off the bench as a reserve because of injuries, and you're not the same guy, you're still probably in that market making full 3-4 million a year. Okay, as opposed to if you just signed a 2-year deal and you came back on the table with the Chicago Bulls and said, "Look, Mike's not even here anymore. Okay, Mike retired. I'm the only star you guys got. Okay, I want 9 million a year. Okay, if they bulk, go somewhere else." That's what I would. That's what a superstar does. Don't sell yourself short. If you're a superstar player, okay, it was Scottie's fault for signing that terrible contract. And as far as Jordan, how do we know Jordan didn't go to management and try to get them to renegotiate? Even Jerry Reinsdorf, the fucking owner of the Chicago Bulls, told Scottie Pippen that was a terrible contract. But he signed it any fucking way. Now, this thing about, Mike calling Scottie selfish. And I think this is where there's a difference in generation here. Draymond is saying that Mike should have rolled with Scottie as far as the money. Okay, this is what I think is Mike's mentality on that situation. People got to remember something. People want to bring up these big ass contracts that Mike had, right? But it was only 2 years. Okay, it was only 2 years where Mike was making those 30+ million a year. Before that, and those Wizard years, Michael was making a pittance. When he was with the Wizards, he only made the league minimum. Okay, the veteran minimum, I think it was, which was $1 million a year, which is absolute pittance, role player money. Okay, in 2001, 2002, 2002, 2003, he made role player money. All right, 1984 to 1980, I think eight, the first 4 years of his career, Michael made like I think 500,000, 600,000, maybe 700,000 a year. Okay, which even in that market in the mid to late '80s was low. All right, this is a guy that came into the NBA, superstar, averaged 28 points his rookie year, led the Bulls in like 5 statistical categories. You know what I'm saying? Dropped to 63 at Boston Garden, averaged 37 points a game. Okay, his third year in the NBA, won the league MVP his fourth year in the NBA. Okay, averaging 35 points, led the NBA steals in this 88, 89 excuse me, 87, 88. Yeah, was league MVP. Okay, doing all these amazing things, but he wasn't making shit in the NBA. Now he did, I think in 88, 89, I think he came back and signed a new contract, but he still was only making $2 million, $3 million, $4 million a year. It wasn't like he was the highest paid player in the league. Patrick Ewing was making more money than Jordan. And by the early to mid 90s, you had guys like Derek Coleman, Larry Johnson, probably like Chris Webber, Shaq, Penny Hardaway. All these guys were making more money than Jordan. Okay? So when he became a free agent in 96, that's when he just said to himself, it's time to cash in. Okay? I'm looking at the market. I want what the fuck is my market value now? And that's why the Bulls gave him that $30 million. Okay? Scottie Pippen's fault that he signed that long ass fucking contract when he got stuck into that fucking contract. It's his fucking fault. Okay? And after Scottie left Chicago, when that contract expired, okay, he started getting bigger money. Okay? Unfortunately, Scottie was out of his prime, but he was getting way more money than with the Chicago Bulls. Okay? So the thing I'm trying to say is Jordan got fucked by the organization too when it came to money. Now, I know people are going to say, yeah, but Mike had all these millions of dollars in endorsements. Well, whose fault is that? Is it Jordan's fault that, Scottie got this personality of a banana peel and the voice of, it's good for like maybe bedtime reading and shit, but he just, it's not very good at, personality when it comes to endorsements. Okay? Jordan called Scottie selfish, I think, because, first of all, that surgery that altered the season and got, and affected the season, he could have did that during the summer. Okay? And by him having that surgery in October, Scottie missed the first, 3 months or so of the regular season. So that put a toll on Mike to have to be both scorer and playmaker for the Bulls. Okay? So it affected him on the court as well. He had to deal with constant double and sometimes triple teams, which affected his play, which affected his field goal percentage, which affected the Bulls, which ultimately, had it persisted, would have affected the Bulls' seeding and their chances of winning a championship and getting the second three-peat. So in that essence, Scottie's battle with management was selfish when it comes to the team aspect, the players, his teammates. That's a battle that could have been fought during the off season when it wouldn't have affected the season. So in that aspect, it was selfish. All in all, I look at it like this. you know, was the situation unfair to Scottie Pippen? Was a lot of shit unfair to him? Yes. Okay. It had to be fucked up to be this great player who was always brought up in trade rumors. Okay. I get it. You know what I'm saying? The Boston Celtics did something similar to Ray Allen, when he was playing there. And Ray Allen wasn't the player that Scottie Pippen was. So I get it. You know what I'm saying? Scottie had every right to be pissed off about a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? And this is the thing. If I'm Scottie Pippen, I got one more year to deal with this bullshit. And I'm out of here. If Phil's gone, I can go somewhere else and get that money that I want. Scottie got into his feelings. You know what I'm saying? Scottie got into his feelings about the trade rumors with Trace McGrady and when Mike signed that big ass contract. the second one, which is $34 million. He got into his feelings. He said, fuck it. I'm going to enjoy my summer. I'm going to delay this surgery all the way to October, and I'll let Mike, who's making all that money, I'll let him deal with it. Since he's Superman, let him Superman his ass through the season. That's how Scottie's Pippen mindset was. And that's why Jordan said he was selfish. I mean, because when you look at it like this, there are many times earlier in his career, Mike could have said something like, man, fuck paying, Horace and Scottie, salaries, similar to mine. I'm the superstar. I need to be making the most money in the NBA. I'm the best player. Because you got to remember, those years before those years when Mike was getting the 30 million, Mike and Scottie were kind of making the same amount of money. Maybe Mike a little bit more, but they were pretty much on par. 2 million, 3.5, 2 million. Mike could have been like, I want all the money. Okay? I want all the fucking money. But no, he was like, fuck it. Look out for Scottie. Look out for Horace. I can make all my money in endorsements. So it's like this. I'm not trying to defend Jordan, but I think people, they look at the whole picture. They just looking at those last couple of years when Mike was making all that money, and they're not looking at all those years when he was the most underpaid superstar in sports history. Honestly, Michael Jordan should be worth more than $2 billion. He should be worth like 10 billion. But anyway, that's another video. You know what I'm saying? And anyway, my thing with Draymond Green is he talking about like people need to be more like professional or looking out for their teammates. Nigga, you got some nerve saying that with the shit that went on between you and Draymond, between you and Kevin Durant. Seriously? Seriously, you got some nerve saying that, man. You better be thankful that you play in today's NBA, bro. You just gotta be real thankful that you play in today's NBA with this market, man. Because this was not like 20 years ago, bro. The thing is this though, with Draymond, man, I can't help but see him as the ultimate role player that he is. Okay, he's the ultimate role player, and I'll tell you why. Because I can't see a guy like Kobe Bryant or Larry Bird or Magic Johnson sitting there telling, Byron Scott, hey, I can't see Magic telling Byron, hey, man, look, hey, bro, it's cool, man. Look, man, go ahead and delay your surgery. I got your back, bro. You know what I'm saying? Even though I'm trying to win this fifth ring, dog, look, go ahead and delay your surgery, man. I got the band. Man, I can orchestrate the band without you. It's going to be hard, but go ahead, man. Yeah. First of all, when you're a championship fucking team and you're a leader of a championship fucking team, okay, you can't sit up there and have all these distractions going on, okay, which is what that was. It was the ultimate distraction, okay? Um, Draymond's not used to being the leader. We saw that this past season. How many games did he have a DNA because he didn't want to get blown out by a great team? You know what I'm saying? How many games did we see Draymond purposely foul out because he didn't want to be on a floor when they down by 40 against, the Grizzlies or some shit? Did we see leadership from Draymond this year? Did we see the statistical dominance that he promised if he was on a bad team? No, we didn't see any of that shit. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, for people that want to sit there and say like, well, man, fuck all that shit, man. It's about the money. Look, did it get him any money any fucking way? No, it didn't. At the end of the day, all that shit Scottie Pippen did, all it did was called friction between him and his teammates, and ultimately Scottie brought his ass back and played. So it was just nothing but a distraction. Like I said before, and I'll say it again, it was Scottie Pippen's fault for signing that terrible fucking contract. It was Scottie's fault. So that's all I gotta say, man. Tell me what you guys think.